Welcome back to Good Morning Transfers. Now, John Cross from the Mirror reported last night that he is a player that they have held a long-term interest in as well. Interesting this, isn't it? Rock solid defensively. They've got a number of defenders who can play centre-back and a very established, clear number one, number two pairing. Can you really see them going in for another A-list defender?
In this window, it seems unlikely, but as we've been reporting, there's been a long-standing interest from the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, all the big clubs like Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid have a long-term interest in signing Marc Guehi, and the majority want to sign him as a free agent in the summer. The question is, in this window, will anybody attempt to try to sign him now? Because we know that Crystal Palace would be willing to do business if a suitable offer came in, because I think they're desperate not to let him go for free, albeit they see the benefits of what Marc Guehi staying until the end of the season can do in terms of what they're able to do, in terms of the Premier League finish, in terms of winning a trophy again, and what that could do financially for the club, and what that could do, therefore, in terms of recruiting players next summer. Let's look at the options that Arsenal have right now at centre-back. They've got Gabriel and Saliba, arguably the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League. Behind them, they've got Mosquera and Nketiah. They've also got Timber and Ben White, who were signed as centre-backs as well, who largely play on the right side now. And Calafiori can play as centre-back and at left-back. They have so many options there right now. I think what it would say is if Arsenal were to strongly pursue Marc Guehi either in January or the summer, then I think it would raise questions about the future of some of these 7 players. A lot of them have long-term contracts, but that would raise questions, because one thing Arsenal have done, and they've been criticised for it, but they've been vindicated by it, is they've tried to replace players whilst they're in a strong position. They replaced Aaron Ramsdale, who was doing well, with David Raya. That's worked out. Every area of the pitch, it's felt like they've been fine in that position, but they've strengthened and it's made them stronger. So maybe this is another situation where they want to create even more competition. That feels like, can you create even more competition in that centre-back area without spreading rumours or creating false narratives? If they're signing Marc Guehi, then you'd think one of those senior players could be potentially on the way out.
OK, well, yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? But when you look at Manchester City's defensive options in comparison, is it very clear which side needs Marc Guehi the most?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And I guess that's why this has come to the fore again in recent days, because you look at the absences at the moment of Diaz, of Gvardiol, the fact that John Stones, you never quite know where you are fitness-wise. Kuzanov has struggled to prove himself of the appropriate level so far, even though he's one for the future, I would argue. And then you've got the recall for Max Alleyne, who's done very, very well at Watford. But we're talking about a massive step up, him coming from the Championship into the middle of a Premier League title race.
And we've got Nico Gonzalez on there because Pep said he might have to play him at centre-back the other day.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's clear where they are. It's good that Nathan Ake didn't accept that move to West Ham on loan, I suppose, at least for the moment. So it's clear who Marc Guehi is worth the most to in this month. City have got an opportunity. They've got to go in all guns blazing in terms of fee and in terms of wages to make it irresistible to
Well,
to
35 million was the number in the summer. Would you think Man City might even have to offer that same again?
Maybe more.
More?
Maybe more.
More than in the summer?
Yeah, because Palace know exactly how much Manchester City need him at the moment. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. Part of the Arsenal interest, or the acceleration of the Arsenal interest, must be dictated by, can we let City get him? I mean, as James says, I think you look at that list of centre-backs and you think, how much longer will Ben White be there, for example? Has Nketiah impressed enough to have a long-term future there, even though he's had some really, really good moments in the last month or two? But part of it has to be, we have got this golden opportunity to win the Premier League, and let's get ahead of them.
In a word, Andy, where will Marc Guehi be at the start of next season? Which club?
Oh, this is tough. Maybe Liverpool.
Liverpool, OK.
Maybe Liverpool. I agree with James. I think he'll go on the free this summer.
OK, right.
Liverpool have officially completed the signing of Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace in a sensational £35 million deal, bringing an end to one of the most talked about transfer sagas of the window. After weeks of intense negotiations and constant speculation, the Reds finally moved decisively to secure the highly rated centre-back, sending waves of excitement through the fanbase. Guehi is now set to report for training and begin his journey at Anfield, with the club making a clear statement of intent to strengthen their squad ahead of the demanding season. Renowned for his composure, leadership, and intelligence in defence, Guehi arrives as a player well suited to Liverpool's high-energy and aggressive style of play. His ability to read the game, remain calm under pressure, and contribute to building from the back makes him a valuable addition to the defensive unit. The England international is expected to bring much-needed stability and depth, while also increasing competition for places across the back line. Guehi's signing is widely viewed as a crucial step in Liverpool's ambition to challenge strongly on both domestic and European fronts. Supporters are eagerly anticipating his debut in the famous red shirt, hopeful that his presence will help restore defensive solidity and inspire memorable nights at Anfield. With this major addition confirmed, optimism around the club continues to grow as Liverpool look to push their rivals and aim for silverware once again.